Today, I got nothing from working as hard as I could. Nothing happened from that. I'm going to do the same thing again today, but I'm going to try to go harder. That's the hardest thing in the world. And give 100% and be in the same position that you were each day, but mentally know that you're trying and trying and trying. That's a real grind. Everything in life comes down to this. I'm telling you right now, no matter how hard you train, how hard you go out there and run and swim and lift weights, whatever you're doing to get in shape, it always comes down to this. Because when you're training and your mind is all jacked up, all you are is a bigger, faster, stronger critter. What are the odds? What are the odds that you would still be here, having faced the things that you have? What are the odds that you'd be still active when everyone else is giving up? What are the odds that it will stack against you? What are the odds that we are even here? 1111, paint your vision. I love it. Good morning, family. How are we feeling, dreamers, coming into the beautiful hump day? Happy Wednesday. Hope you guys all had a great week so far. Deanne, I love it. Congratulations, sending blessings and a quick healing recovery or to you. That is so exciting. I'm glad that you got to go ahead and have these dreams come to reality. They are on the way. So today we've got a phenomenal topic. Today we're going to be diving in and we're going to be talking about 5 different positive and 5 different negative emotions that stir up in the subconscious mind. And guess what? This is coming not from myself, but this is coming from the one and only Think and Grow Rich. For those of you that know, this is like one of my Bibles. I take this with me everywhere. You know, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but actually, hold on. Let me get live on IG real quick so they can get this sauce because this is going to be one they don't want to miss. But as we go ahead and get started, let's get a little bit of gratitude down below. What is everybody grateful for coming into this Wednesday? So many things to be grateful and thankful for. So let's go ahead and dive into it. Drop it down below. And it's game time. 5 positive versus negative for the subconscious mind. Here we go. Awesome. So here we go. So family, I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful for God. I'm grateful, Deanne, that you had a successful day yesterday and everything worked out in your favor. That makes me so happy. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to go ahead and be having the opportunity to get on here and grow with each and every single one of you. I'm grateful for today is 332 days consistent inside of the challenge, getting the feeling, putting down the emotions and the vision on paper. I know Shane is on day 365, a year straight. Congratulations, brother. That is amazing to see. Awesome. I'm grateful for June jumping to new levels. JoJo in the building. It's good to see you, sis. Let's go. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for a lot. There's a lot to be grateful and thankful, even through the trials, even through the tribulations, right? Everybody is growing through something in one way, shape, form, or another. And I'm grateful to be able to go ahead and experience the lessons because I know this is all sharpening our sword for what's to come. So here we go. Great topic for today. Let's get into it. So like I was saying before, some of you know this, maybe some of you don't, okay? Think and Grow Rich, right? Napoleon Hill, the lineage between the Carnegies going down to Napoleon Hill with Bob Proctor, right? These are some of the wealthiest people to ever live. Some of the people with the most wisdom to ever walk, and they actually created this book, right? Napoleon Hill, down through the lineage from the knowledge that he gained, you know, along his journey. And this book, couple different things, right? The information that's inside of here, this was so valuable. This was so exclusive. They didn't want him to publish this book. They didn't want the secrets of this book to go ahead and be brought out to the masses. But eventually, it ended up getting out there. And obviously, you guys are going to see there's a couple different sequels that go along with this book as you start diving heavy into the journey of self-discovery. But believe it or not, outside of the Bible, okay, this book right here, this one, Think and Grow Rich, has created more millionaires than any other book in history. Okay, believe it or not, this is the truth. Okay, this is one of the most iconic books ever written. So to me, I'm always going back and rereading these chapters, understanding it, because at the end of the day, we can always learn something new, right? All it takes is a little shift of perspective. Bob Proctor said he used to take months and he would study one paragraph. He would study one chapter. He would master that chapter. So even for me, I know this book has been life-changing, so I love to go ahead and pour it back into you all because I know what this thing can do. So today, we're going to be talking about 5 different powerful emotions that actually happen on both sides, right? On the positive side and also on the negative, but these play a role in every one of our lives. But to know them, to be intentional with them, is an absolute game changer. So let me go ahead and go through these so we can understand them at a deeper level. Okay, so the first things first, let's start. You guys want to start with the positive, or you want to start with the negative side first? Let me know. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. First side. All right, let's go ahead and start. Let's start with the positive side. Okay, 5 powerful emotions. There's actually 7, but today I'm just going to go through 5. Okay, 5. Number 1 is going to be desire. Okay, Napoleon Hill, inside of this book, at the beginning, you're going to notice that he has a whole chapter that is specifically written on desire, right? He is huge on gaining desire, right? Desire is something that when you find it, it's something that allows us to have a different type of drive, right? A different type of passion, waking up every morning, right? This is talking about doing things that most people are not willing to do today to live a life like most can tomorrow. It comes from true desire, right? To have an extreme level of focus, to really have tunnel blockers on, it takes an extreme level of desire to get to the levels that we're looking to go ahead and get to. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2 is going to be faith, right? And inside of here, he actually has a whole couple paragraphs written specifically talking about the faith versus fear, right? The positive and the negative side, how these two emotions, they cannot go together. You cannot have faith, you cannot have fear at the same time, right? That's the whole point of the word faith. So this is a very powerful emotion, especially, we talk about the spiritual side of success, how success is 90 to 99% spiritual, right? Well, the faith aspect, if you think about it, this is one of the most spiritual emotions as it gets, because this is where real magic is created. So faith is going to be number 2. Okay, faith. Along this journey, I can't tell you how many areas that I've had to gain different levels of faith in order to keep going. People ask me like, D, 6+ years in the game, how are you still pushing through? Well, faith, right? Being able to see what most people can't see, right? Most people see a world of negativity, of fogginess, of cloudiness, of fear. You know what I see, right? I know what happened in COVID. I know what happens in recessions. I know what happens while most people are fearful. This is where the wealth is really transferred. This is where those that take advantage can be set up for the rest of their lives. So while most are living in fear, I've understood that faith, to be able to understand, to be able to know that we can create a life by design in a time where most people are looking for skill sets like trading, like e-commerce, like building a brand on social media. But to most people, that sounds crazy. To many, to family, to friends, it's going to seem like that's never going to be able to go ahead and bring into fruition. Just like with trading, nobody around me could see the faith that I saw. They said, D, why are you wasting time to make $10, $20, learning in a day? While some people are making $10, $20 an hour, I understood, because that's what I was making. It's just a matter of time. The only difference is our mentors, they've just spent a little bit more energy learning these skill sets. So time just has to catch up. So faith is a huge part of this process. Okay. Number 3. Third one is going to be enthusiasm, right? Enthusiasm. They say money chases energy. If you look at a lot of individuals who are successful, they carry a certain level of aura, a certain level of energy, a certain just enthusiasm that you can just feel when you get around them. This is why they say our energy introduces us before we even speak. And guess where that comes from? Our enthusiasm. So here's something to remember when it comes to enthusiasm, right? Enthusiasm, a lot of the times, is a reflection of how it is that we're feeling internally, right? If you're feeling vibrant, if you're feeling confident, if we're hitting the gym, if we're eating well, enthusiasm naturally is just going to bleed out, right? But you see somebody that's living in lack, somebody that's living in depression, somebody that's living in a world where they don't think they can go ahead and create something for themselves, they're going to be living in a state with very low enthusiasm, right? A very dull vibration. And we know what this brings about, right? If what we think about, we bring about, if we're living inside of a dull vibration, guess what we're going to bring about more inside of our life? Similar thing. So enthusiasm is everything. This is something that it took time learning, but I'm telling you right now, enthusiasm bleeds through a camera. Enthusiasm bleeds through in person. Remember that energy is never destroyed or created. It's only transferred. So you might not know it. You might not even think about it. But every time that we go out, we make a story, we make a video, we shake somebody's hand in public, that enthusiasm bleeds through, right? The impression of increase, that smile, that compliment. I'm telling you right now, you never know where that could go. You never know where that one comment, that one DM, that one relationship with enthusiasm created by one action could actually take not just both of you, but people who are connected to the two of you. And that reach is limitless. So enthusiasm, this is something that shown consistently, the possibilities are endless. Okay, by bringing that energy every single day. How many people do you know that wake up frustrated, agitated, and angry? That's most of the world. But imagine getting up to see somebody every day that's enthusiastic, that's excited about life, that's excited to grow, that's excited to go ahead and learn something new, that's excited to go ahead and get 1% better. You don't think that's attractive? You don't think that's magnetic to go ahead and look at and to watch? Absolutely, right? That's why we respect the individuals that we look at, because they carry a certain level most of the time of enthusiasm and energy, right? So that's big. The last piece I want to go ahead and touch on when it comes to positive emotions is going to be known as hope. Okay. Faith and hope. Okay. Faith and hope are kind of like cousins, right? If we go ahead and we look up the term hope, I like to get the Google definitions, right? So we can look at it at a deeper level. So let's go ahead and Google the definition of hope. Okay. So here's what hope says. You ready? A feeling of expectation and desire for certain things to happen. A feeling of expectation and desire for certain things to happen. Isn't that funny how once again it goes right back to the secret? The secret is the feeling. The feeling, right? If you have hope for something, right? Let's say tomorrow is your birthday. Let's say tomorrow is one of your favorite holidays. You're hopeful that you're going to go ahead and get some presents tomorrow. You're hopeful that you're going to go ahead and be able to see your family. But there's a certain feeling that's embodied when hope is there. You see, when we have hope before we make a video, when we have hope before we go out and take a trade, when we have hope before we go out and we put out that product in our e-commerce store, it's the feeling. The feeling happens before something physical happens. Understand that. That's where real quantum leaps are really created. The feeling happens before you stand on stage and speak in front of thousands, before you go ahead and hit that next rank, before you get that withdrawal of $500. It takes feeling that feeling before it even happens to go ahead and be able to repeat it over and over again. If you think about a field goal kicker, what do they envision before they kick a football? They have hope. They have the feeling that they've already taken the 3 steps, kicked it, and it's went through the goal. They've already achieved it before it even happens. That's what hope is really about. Your success is inevitable. How does that feel? Through all these trials and tribulations right now, hope is what? To have a feeling of expectation and desire for certain things to happen. So in this season of your life, in this time of your life, in 2023, I believe in all of the storms that might be pouring down on you right now. I believe this is shaping us into who it is that we are to become. This is hope, okay? In a time where most people are fearful, most people are looking at crypto, most people are looking at all these things going on with AI, they're terrified, they're freaking out. I've never been so excited in my life because I know this is such a hopeful time for those like us that have this circle, that have this circle of influence, this knowledge, this value, right? So that's the 5. Let's go ahead and touch on the other side, okay? Here's the other side of the 5 negative emotions. Realize every day we can wake up and we can decide which one of these are we going to let dominate our life. So I hope you took notes on the first 5. Now let me show you the 5 negative emotions, okay? Let's get into it. Number 1, this is crucial. The Bible talks about both sides. Why? Because it's not all about just talking about sunshine and rainbows. It takes being able to know the other side as well, okay? Number 1 is going to be fear, okay? False evidence appearing real. A lot of the things, ask yourself right now, are they really fearful? Are they actually dangerous? Or is it something that we're just creating an illusion about inside of our life? For many things, you know what I've noticed along the course of the journey? A lot of the things, they're illusions. They're not real. They're things that we're creating inside of our own head, right? the example I'll never forget. Will Smith talks about it. He has a whole video about it. I'll never go skydiving. You couldn't pay me to skydive. I'm terrified of heights. But he talks about the night that, he went out to dinner one night with his buddies. They said, you know what, let's go skydiving. It's like, you know what, forget it. Let's do it. Let's go. They scheduled it for next week, right? The whole week goes by. And a couple nights before, he talks about he can't sleep. He stops eating. He literally, his whole body gets paralyzed because of fear. And then he finally gets up to the airplane. He's terrified. He's about to poop his pants. And he finally jumps out and he gets to the bottom and he realizes, even in the air, he says when he gets in the air, there's a point where he realized at maximum fear, this was the point where I actually had the most bliss. Go watch that video. Go type it in. Will Smith goes skydiving. And go look at the words that he speaks. How he talks about at one of the most fearful moments he's experiencing the most bliss because he understood everything that he was fearing about the night before, all of the illusions, all of the thoughts, all of the stories that he created was nothing but an illusion. So I love that. I got goosebumps talking about it. How many things in our life have we created an illusion that's not really, that doesn't really need fear? Public speaking. It seems scary, but here's the truth. Anybody's opinion about what it is that we're doing is irrelevant if they don't have the results, if they don't have the success that we're looking for. So I stopped being afraid of what somebody else thinks. I stopped being afraid to put out the skill sets of trading, of e-commerce, of network marketing, right? Because I know what these industries, I know what these skill sets can do. I'm no longer fearful. You see, there's nobody who's fearless. There's just somebody who fears less. And over the course of this journey, as we do the reps, you're not going to become fearless, but you are going to become less fearful, right? So that's a big one. Next, number 2 is going to be jealousy, okay? Jealousy. Jealousy is huge. At the end of the day, along this path, when you look to the left, when you look to the right, I'm going to be the first to tell you, you're going to see people that's flying by. You're going to see people that's soaring by. People that are getting ka-chings in their stores, people that are getting withdrawals, some that are traveling, some that you just seem like, man, how are they experiencing all of this abundance? How are they experiencing all this? Because I feel like I can speak better than them. I feel like I might even be putting in more work than that person. Well, jealousy. The moment that you start to think that somebody else's success is taking away from our success is the moment that we block our blessings. You see, there's no room for jealousy. There's no room for hatred inside of this path that we're on, right? It takes up too much space. It's too much trash, okay? Number 3 is going to be greed, okay? Greed is a big one. I can't tell you how many times that I've seen along the course of this journey that somebody goes out and they start making a little bit of money. They start getting a couple withdrawals. They start hitting a couple ranks. Now they're making a couple $1,000s a month. Now they start getting a couple launches inside of their store and start getting really successful. I've seen so many develop an ego along the course of this journey. And here's one of the biggest things I can give you just from my experience, okay, is to always be a student. That's just my suggestion for you, because I've seen people hit levels. I've seen people hit ranks. I've seen people hit certain incomes. And guess what? They've eventually lost it. Why? Because here's a big key that if you can get one piece from the training, you ready? Whatever level of personal development that we have, that's a lot of the time that our income is going to balance out at. This is why I'm every day I have to get on this call and I have to get new information to learn more, to be able to give, just as all of us. As we learn more, as we grow more, we get to new levels, okay? So this was important for me to learn along the course of this journey, right? Next, here's the next piece I want to go ahead and get to you guys, because here's the deal. The second that we stop being a student, the second that we stop plugging in on Go Live, the second that we stop asking questions to our mentor, that's when we literally put a cap on top of our income, because we think we know it all. We don't think we need to learn anymore. That's why even for me, think about it, 5+ years in the game, I'm still studying trading. I'm still plugging in to our educators because I know there's always still more to learn. Everything is always adapting. Nothing stays the same. This is why it's always crucial to have an active package. Even with social media, people are like, well, yo, I was on the social media pack 6 months ago. I got everything. I have all the knowledge already. Well, what you don't understand, that the world is evolving. The world is changing every day. So if you're not getting in tune with what's working now instead of what's just working then, guess what? There's always going to be a cap, right? Some of the wealthiest people, they talk about it's those that can adapt in an ever-changing world that will experience all of the wealth that God wants to go ahead and give us. So it's being able to learn how to be adaptable. And the second that we go ahead and think we know it all, we put a cap on our income. So this is just something that I've experienced along the journey too. I've went through all of these emotions, so you know. Okay. Next is gonna be you ready? Revenge. Okay. Revenge. I want you to think about something that somebody's done to you in your life, something that you might carry weight, and honestly, it might be underneath the files. It might be something that might have some dust over it, but there's still weight inside of our mind. There's still tension living every single day. So for all of you on this call, I don't know if that might be for you, but for some of you, it 1000% is. So what is that phone call? What is that thought that we can let go of so we don't have to live in a state of revenge every day? I don't know if you know how crippling that feeling is to have to wake up every day and feel like, man, I got to go ahead and get revenge. That is a heavy emotion, right? Some people carry that emotion for not just weeks, months, but years. And one of the greatest things I've learned along this journey, right, from literally the 1%ers, this is what all of them say in their training. Imagine what one of the worst things that somebody can go ahead and do to you in your life. How does it feel to go ahead and say, in this moment, I forgive you? In this moment, I let go of all of the anger, all of the hatred that I have in my heart towards that individual, towards that situation, towards that obstacle in your life, whatever that may be. And you'll start to feel the weight just get lifted off your shoulders. You'll start to feel this level of energy just flush over you, and you'll feel lighter. Okay? That's revenge. Number 5, here's my last feeling for you. You ready? This is good stuff. It's going to be anger. Okay? Anger. How many of you, go ahead and drop some 3s down below, okay? If you've put out a trade that didn't work out your way, if you put out a product that didn't work out your way, and you felt a certain level of maybe just a little bit of frustration. Okay, well, here's the thing. There's levels to anger. You see, the smaller level starts with frustration, agitation, and as it builds, it leads into anger. Okay, well, guess what? We've all been there. We've all done things in life that haven't worked out in our favor. And guess what? A lot of times that brings frustration. And if you let it bleed too long, guess what? It turns into anger. So you know what I started to realize along the course of this journey? There's going to be times where we do things and it's not a failure, it's a lesson. Okay. Day by day, as we build the brick, as we grow every 24 hours, there's going to be things that don't work out in our favor. This is why emotional intelligence is so important. Guess what? People aren't going to see your vision. There's going to be people that drop out of your business. There's going to be days where your trading is just not going the way that you want it to go. There's going to be days like yesterday where I put up 3 products. And guess what? I haven't had one sale yet. Nothing. 0. Zilch. Okay. But I understand that this is about a journey. It's never about a destination. Okay. A lot of things that we're angry about, guess what? If we're not going to spend more than 5 months thinking about it, we don't need to spend more than 5 minutes on it. Okay. If it's not going to matter in 5 months, we don't need to spend more than 5 minutes on it. So these are the 5 different emotions that everybody experiences. But here's the difference. Okay. Some people live on the negative side in a couple of these 5, and the others have learned to go ahead and live dominantly in the other 5. Right. So I want to ask you today, how today can we go ahead and tap into a little bit more desire? How can we go ahead and find some more faith? How can we go ahead and live and exude some enthusiasm into our life? How can we go ahead and display a certain level of hope? Okay. Desire, faith, enthusiasm. Okay. These are all things that all of us can go ahead and take action with every single day. Every day. And love. Okay. The highest emotion, I don't know if you guys realize this, but the highest emotion that any of us can experience is love. Okay. Moving with an intention of love. Okay. Every day that you guys wake up, I'm telling you right now, that bleeds through, right? To smile somebody, to go ahead and open a door, that love can make somebody's day. You just going out to be a voice for somebody, that is something that, and I guarantee you, anybody is looking to go ahead and gain right now in a time like today. With so much noise, with so much fear going on, love is the highest vibrating emotion. And guess what? When you have a love in your heart, there is no hatred, right? There is no greed. There is no anger. None of that. Because you start to realize that at the end of the day, you are moving in the highest version of yourself, and you start to develop a certain level of awareness. You love yourself too much not to study. You love yourself too much not to go ahead and get on and ask questions for yourself. You love yourself too much not to go ahead and make that relationship. You love to go ahead and give. You love to be of service. You love to go out and be a light in the darkness. Love, love, love. Love trumps all. I strongly, firmly believe that. So, family, that's my training for everybody today. If you got a little bit of value, let's go ahead and drop some fives down below. So go ahead and step into these 5 powerful emotions to move with love, to move with faith, to move with enthusiasm, to move with hope. Okay? All of us have been given gifts and talents more than we could ever even imagine. And today is a day that we've never seen before. And today is a day that we can go ahead and make the most of. So, Dream Team, I love you guys. If nobody told you that today, I'm proud of you. I appreciate you. And I'm so grateful to see every one of you taking your steps along this journey, because you might not see the change, but I can tell you from the outside looking in, I can see the shift. I can see the growth. So keep going, keep growing in the second half of this year. Now is the time to go ahead and do everything to realize that we are making our dreams come into reality. So Dream Team, I love you, family. Go out and have a great day. It's your favorite entrepreneur, Define. We can be and have anything we can hold our mind. We can hold it right here in our hand. I love you, family. Let's go out and make it happen. Let's go.